My next guest makes his Cage Warriors debut on February 23rd when he faces Chasen Blair at Cage Warriors 166. He's Orlando Sanders. How's it going today, Orlando?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Just under 3 weeks away, you make your Cage Warriors debut against Chasen Blair after a match of fights with Peak Fighting. How did this fight come together?
I actually had to ask permission for Peak. Thank God they let me come and fight. So I'm just excited for that. So basically, I asked them, and then they said yes. So I'm just ready to keep the ball rolling, trying to stay active, and keep getting better.
Nice. The glories of multi-fight deals, basically. So it's nice of them to let you go out. I guess another promotion. They're getting really no gain out of it, except when you win, you come back. Your opponent though is Chasen Blair, a wrestler all throughout college and everything. When he made it to MMA, like he's one of those guys that fell in love with his hands and like
Yeah.
doesn't really wrestle as much anymore. On your end, you're like the grappler in this situation. Majority of your wins by way of submission. So we're pretty much looking at that like striker versus grappler matchup. How do you see this fight going?
Um, the way it always goes. So just sticking to the game plan. Basically doing what I need to do to win. I'm always gonna grapple. I'm always gonna wrestle. Um, you know, it, but at the end of the day, I'm just gonna get the job done, and that's about it.
Nice, and then this one's on like the bigger stage, basically, not the downplay Peak. You are on Fight Pass this time. Where did you spend this training at? Was it all XTreme this time, or did you still do time down at War?
All at XTreme this time. So we're just gonna, but I still have friends in the War, so peace out to them. That's awesome to see them keep growing. So, but for right now, just trying to XTreme is where I'm at.
Nice, and great team there. And the gym keeps growing too.
Yeah.
You just had another batch of champions come through. Didn't go the way you wanted it to, but it just speaks to the team there. I know we're even getting one of your guys out our way soon with Serena Jesus,
Yeah.
or Jesus is coming out our way soon. Who have you been training with there specifically for this upcoming fight?
I would say, man, everybody. Chris Curtis, this guy named Tarzan, super good guy. He's a little longer though, but honestly, everybody. Just trying to get work wherever I can. Trying to learn. Everybody's very high level at my gym, so whatever work is good. I'm here to help everyone, and everything comes back my way as well. So I'm happy to do that.
So you go out here, you get a win here. It does sound like you're probably still under a few fights left with Peak. Where do you see this going after this fight? Like, say you win, you go back to Peak. Where else do you want to go from there?
I just want to keep racking them up. I just whatever. I don't look too far down the line. Although my goals are to be one of the best in the world and be, just at the top of this, top of my 170-pound division and stuff like that, and just really try and elevate myself. And that's really where I see myself. Really, I care, but I also want to be as good as possible. You know what I mean? I don't see a sky limit. I think I could be very good, and I hold myself to a really high standard. So I just keep working every day, keep grinding, and everything else.
Nice. And then I want to feed off of that a little bit. Getting better every day. You did start your pro career with a loss. I went through and I saw that you shared a video when you took your first amateur loss. Randy sent you a video.
Yes.
That basically told you to like you learn your most from your losses, and you got to just keep going. What else motivates you to do better than yesterday, basically?
Man, that's a really hard question. I mean, not really hard, but like it's a heartfelt question for me. Mm-hmm. For the love, the love of my family, and trying to set a good example. I'm a big brother, so set the good example for all my sisters, and really just I don't know, just keep keep going, keep going, keep going, and then I feel like, uh, you know, just whatever, everything else is a God hand. You know what I mean? I'm trying to. That's just my motivation, the love that I have for the people that are around me, and um, the rest speaks for itself, honestly.
Obviously, the talent in the room is one reason to go to Extreme. Was there anything else that brought you to Extreme, particular?
I would say just the adjustments of camp. Pivots and adjustments. So some things, if something doesn't work out over here, well, you have to pivot and adjust, and then things, slowly elevate. And things, as long as you keep that same work ethic that you've been keeping, I feel like those adjustments and stuff like that is only going to elevate you in a positive way.
And then also, speaking of like, what made you get more so, I want to get into like what also got you into MMA as a whole. It's weird on my end because like I grew up when you had to do the VHS tape trading basically.
Yeah.
So with the next generation, which hurts to say sometimes, how did you get introduced to MMA and like what fueled the love for it?
And so I've been in a lot of fights as a growing up, and just I mean, I'm a quiet dude, and I be chilling and stuff like that. But just being comfortable fighting, and not really being afraid to defend yourself and stuff like that. And then also wrestling as a kid. I've been in sports since I was 5, so it's just another part of the day. It's just like you follow that line, and you just keep going. So I've wrestled since I was 9, and jiu-jitsu since I got out of high school right away. Started competing right away, and I fell in love with it, and I just kept going, and I'm here.
That's one thing that I love about this like next generation too, because like I think I was that age where the only thing that was around was like karate, and by that like the McDojos, not so much like actual karate. Um, as I got in my teenagers, I think like Tiger Showman was just starting because of Power Rangers, like just to really age myself.
Yeah.
So it's great hearing like at 5 and 10 you're like doing the actual like bases leading into it. And, like, outside of that, like, where do you see yourself in like 2 3 years?
In the UFC, or in a decent promotion where I'm able to provide for myself and provide for my family a little bit more. Um, that's where I see myself. I want to be, like I said, I want to be one of the best in the world. I don't shy away from uh, tough competition. I love it, and I really embrace it. And that's just the drive there. So you can't be slacking if you if you're going against the top guys. So, awesome.
A lot of these regional promotions, I know Cage Warriors is like that regional plus, I would say, where they're not so much like your local small guys because they are international. When they come a card and people tune in, they kind of pull Tapology. They see your 3-win streak, uh, but they don't see the actual like reason to watch the card. I've been starting to ask about a lot of this, especially when you have like a newer record, kind of like a 3-1. What? Why should someone tune in to watch Orlando Sanders on February 23rd?
Man, uh, I am a pressure fighter. I like pressuring guys. I like being sharp. So you're tuning into a very exciting, sharp fighter. You're not uh, seeing an amateur guy, or just like he's just kind of learning or anything like that. Well, I think I pack good power. I think I have good grappling, good technique, and that will be shown in February 23rd. So, you know, business will be handled. I like that. Yeah.
Nice, because I mean, I know on the opponent side, it's gonna be a lot of he trains with Patty Pimlet,
Yeah.
like as if you don't train with
Yeah.
anyone of value either. But
He can have all that. It's cool. I'm glad he's getting getting the room, the things that he needs to be successful. That's what he's doing, and I'm doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Scratch all the names. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, it's all about that day, and are you better that day? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who else is in your corner or around you, or who you have that name. It's all about right here. Me and you.
And it's going to sound stupid to ask this question now after you kind of worded it that way. Who is going to be in the corner with you on the 23rd?
Maki Pitolo. Maki Pitolo probably. I haven't really got that, you know, scheduled yet, but I think just Maki Pitolo and probably one of my really really good friends, Zach Woolivar or Bobby.
February 23rd, you make your Cage Warriors debut, but to get there, you put all the work in. People help. Some people help you outside of the cage as well.
Yes.
I'm gonna pass the mic to you to kind of give the shout outs to like the sponsors, the teammates, training partners, and even the family and friends that are not in the training room with you, who ensure that you have that support system in place ahead of your next fight. Mike's all yours.
Well, my support system always starts with my family, my mom, my dad, my sisters. Thank y'all so much for just putting that time in and really trusting me to just go out there and take a risk. I moved across the country to do that. And also, I want to shout out KO Reps, my management. They do a really good job of finding fights and just keeping me active and giving me different opportunities. And then also, I want to shout out to all my sponsors that are sponsoring this fight coming up. And that's it, man. I think that's it. Yeah. All my friends, thank y'all. Rock, we gonna go.
Nice. And this all goes down February 23rd, UFC Fight Pass, Cage Warriors 166. Always a fun card with them, especially in the. I love the California cards because they're not like. I mean, time is a lot different for you, but it's still like 9, 10 a.m. for me, which really just sucks for you. Great card. What was that?
I'm only 4 hours away.
I'm talking about like when they're overseas in the UK. Like those cards start at like 10 in the morning my time. That's like 8, 7 your time. Which is fun to watch a morning card because then you have the rest of the day. But like, come on.
Yeah.
But Cage Warriors 166 UFC Fight Pass, Orlando Sanders versus Chasen Blair. Tune in, check it out, and I'm gonna link all your socials below because I think you have the base for a long, great career, and I want people to start following along with you as you grow. Best of skill, and look forward to it.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you.